The church deacon was perplexed for a moment, and he said, "The saint is emitting a pleasant fragrance myrrh," concerning Saint Dimitrios of Salonika in Greece. And he, as we know, martyred during the time of Saint George. This is a post will refer to the miracle of the anointing of Saint Dimitrios inside the church, the Holy Church, his basilica in Salonika in the year 1987, as told by the then deacon of the church and current vicar of the Holy Church of Dormition of the Virgin, 40 Churches of Salonika, Father Chris Kotios. It was October 26th, the feast day of Saint Dimitrios. Saint Dimitrios' name day is annually every October 26th. And this was October 26, 1987. It was past 10 in the evening. Thessaloniki celebrated the memory of the sport of its patron Saint Dimitrios, as well as its freedoms from approximately 500 years oppression of the Ottomans, 1430 to 1912. The Church of Saint Dimitrios, with open doors, received the night pilgrims who knelt before the silver altar with the holy relics of the myrrh-streaming Saint Dimitrios. At that time, there would not be more than 30 or 40 people in the temple. A procession of about 10 women in front of the altar chanted the prayer to Saint Dimitrios. The only clergyman present, the young and newly ordained deacon of the Holy Temple, together with his deaconess wife. As we know, priests in the Christian Orthodox faith are allowed to be married. Now, the then head of the temple and current metropolitan of Veria, Nausis and Campania, Panteleimon, had ordered them to be there and wait for him. Suddenly the women chanted and supplication began to shout. The deacon ran to them, and they, with mixed feelings, showed him the urn of Saint Dimitrios. It was literally bathed in oily myrrh. I say myrrh because its fragrance was incomparable. One would say with confidence that someone emptied at least 2 buckets of aromatic liquid of this myrrh. I use the word buckets to understand that the amount of myrrh that slid down the solid walls of the silver urn and the reliefs was huge. The deacon was confused for a moment. The saint is emitting a pleasant fragranced myrrh. Not all doubted the miracle, and being in a state of joy, surprise, and excitement, he ran to fetch cotton from some pieces of furniture on the sacred step. He ran back and began to wipe the myrrh from the outer walls of the altar with cotton to give portions of this scented cotton to the pilgrims. He swept it, and the myrrh did not cease. It continued to gush forth in secret without any visible source. Characteristically, the deacon was impressed by one event. With a large piece of cotton, he wiped the myrrh from a smooth area of the urn. The cotton swab thoroughly wiped off all the myrrh, just like wiping a window with a dry cloth by pressing it well, removing any moisture that may be in it. A woman ran her palm over the part of the urn that had just been sponged. The deacon in awe saw her hand wet with oil yellow-green myrrh. In the meantime, the fragrance had flooded the whole temple and was overflowing from the open doors towards St. Dimitrios Street. It was going out of the church. It was so much, attracting the passers-by who hurried to see what was happening and where this fragrance came from. Everyone was heading towards the altar with the relics of St. Dimitrios, which was placed not in its kouvoukeion, it had not yet been built, but in front of the iconostasis of the church. But the pleasant surprise did not stop there. The pilgrims found that all the images of the temple, wherever they were, in shrines or on iconostasis, emanated myrrh. In fact, the deacon saw pilgrims taking out handkerchiefs and wiping the windows protecting the icons of the icon, and the handkerchiefs turning yellow from myrrh, which flowed from both sides of the iconostas, internal and external. The magnitude of the miracle was such that it left no room for doubt. We did not understand what we were living, he said. It was something like a dream in the fog, but we were living it. Our hands felt it, our eyes saw it, our olfactory senses smelled it. Now, I have to tell you that not many people know that when they go to the Church of St. Dimitrios in Thessaloniki, the myrrh still is being emitted. But one person told me that if you go to the priest's office and ask him for holy myrrh of St. Dimitrios, he will give you a piece of cotton with that holy myrrh. And that's exactly what I did. I went to his office and asked him, and he gave me a piece of cotton soaked with the holy myrrh of St. Dimitrios. In a short time, there was a queue of people who, with tears in their eyes, worshipped the altar of St. Dimitrios, the Myrrh-Giver, and realized why he was given this nickname. In the meantime, the head priest arrived at the temple with other clergymen. The openings of the Larnaca were unlocked, and the holy relics of the patron saint of Thessaloniki were revealed. They were fragrant, but it was a fragrance of holy relics. The fragrance of myrrh was different and distinctive. The blessed Metropolitan of Thessaloniki, Mr. Panteleimon II, Chrysophaikis, attributed the miracle of the anointing of St. Dimitrios to the following event. That evening, at the celebratory ceremony of the University of Thessaloniki for the liberties of Thessaloniki, the main speaker in his speech completely ignored the saint and did not mention him at all. However, St. Dimitrios declared with his incense that just because it was, let's remember, it was the feast day of St. Dimitrios. And yet the speech giver did not mention the saint. Now, however, St. Dimitrios declared with his incense that just as he never left the city of Thessaloniki, so now he is always present, and he is the one who saved it from slavery from earthquakes. But he also complains when the Thessalonians prove ungrateful and move away from Christ and his saints. 24 years have passed since then. I am the deacon of the temple, now a priest in Thessaloniki, and I'm writing you the events as I remembered them. At that time, it was like I was living a mystery. I can't describe what I felt. Joy, surprise, thrill, excitement. I can't quite pinpoint it. However, it's one of the events that strengthen faith, that fill us with joy, hope, and a sense of presence of Christ and the saints. Our faith is alive. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.